What about this issue of greyhound welfare?
Animal welfare groups claim the sanctions for those who break the law on greyhound welfare aren't strong enough. For instance, in 2013, a man was fined €800 after 6 greyhounds were found shot dead in a quarry. He received no formal sanction from the greyhound industry. Welfare groups also have grave concerns about the export of dogs to places such as Spain, Argentina and China. As I mentioned yesterday, a Cork-based trainer earlier this year tried to export 24 greyhounds to the Chinese city of Macau. At the greyhound track there, an estimated 30 dogs are killed every month. Now, the Irish Greyhound Board has consistently said emphatically how it doesn't support the export of greyhounds to destinations where the standard of care falls below that of the Welfare of Greyhounds Act 2011.
All right, move on to this question of traceability. Can these dogs not be tracked?
Well, the Greyhound Rescue Association of Ireland is calling for greater traceability. It claims as many as 10,000 dogs are unaccounted for. Nobody knows where they are. It wants greater traceability to ensure dogs who are perhaps too slow, retired, injured, who don't make it to the track, maybe they're no longer wanted by their trainer or owner, to ensure those greyhounds are guaranteed a safe home. They also encourage people to take greyhounds as pets. And Una Jansen, she adopted 2 former greyhounds as pets, and she's been telling me their stories.
On my lap at the moment, I have Ailish, who's a 10-year-old greyhound. She had her 10th birthday last week. So we've had Ailish for just coming up to 5 years now. We got her in at this time of year, in I think it was 2011. Ailish was surrendered to the pound, as far as we know, down in the Midlands. And she came in an absolutely dreadful state. Drastically underweight, she was emaciated, she had almost no fur whatsoever, she had mange, fleas, lice, worms, you name it, and numerous injuries, scars and scrapes all over her body from, we don't know what the history was there, but somebody really didn't take care of her, and it looks like there was a lot of cruelty involved as well.
I see the tattoo on the ear. She was in the Greyhound stud book, but she never made the track.
Ailish never raced, because greyhounds in Ireland are registered with these tattoos. We can check if they have ever run a race in a track, and we can see that she never actually did race. But she was registered, and she was registered to a trainer in Ireland. But for whatever reason, she was either sold on or abandoned, and she made her way into the hands of somebody who clearly wasn't able to look after her. One more then. Good girl. Daltine was our first greyhound. Daltine was, we don't believe that she ever experienced any cruelty because she's a very happy dog, very well adjusted. But she was found in 2009 in that very bitterly cold winter wandering around outside, and it looked like she'd been wandering for some time. So she now weighs 25 kilograms, so she's a small greyhound. But at the time that she came into rescue, she weighed 15 kilos. So 10 kilos less than what she was now. She was absolutely emaciated, again, bald, hardly any fur. She had mange, lice, various open wounds, and the worst of all was she had a broken leg that had never received veterinary attention. So at some point, either maybe when she was training for the track, or if she was hunting or being used for coursing, she broke her leg and nobody took her to a vet. So what happened was the 2 bones healed up next to each other rather than together. So she now has a leg that is 2 inches shorter than the rest of her legs. Luckily, she's been extremely lucky. She hasn't got arthritis. She has never really suffered with it. She runs on 3 legs, which we think is really cute. But of course, that should never have been allowed to happen to a dog. If a dog is injured, they should be taken to the vet and get adequate veterinary care. Somebody put her out on the street instead of taking care of her, which is awful.
And again, she was traced back to a greyhound trainer, but never made the track.
She has an extremely famous father, so she would have probably somebody invested quite a lot of money in breeding her, but for whatever reason they decided that she wasn't suitable for racing, so for that reason she never raced.
Una Jansen ending that report by Barry Lenihan, and Barry will be continuing his reporting on the greyhound industry on this programme.